FINRA halted the stock on the last 2 trading days when the only trading that could have gone on was buy to cover. And quite frankly, if there was a real problem, if there was no problem with the short position, according to OTC Markets, there's only 6.5 million shares short. Well, if that's the problem, they could have worked that out in 2 days.
Yeah.
But they decided not to do that. They halted the stock, and now, as you know, it's up for us to continue the pressure on that.
What looks like you have are synthetic funds. Synthetic shares.
So you did call in on the 13th, requesting to have your shares sent over, the next bridge shares transfer over to AST. And we did inform you, unfortunately, we could not send them over because we do not have enough certificates at this time.
How is this happening? Like, how do we have regulatory agencies that are supposed to be regulating and protecting people from things like this happening, and then there doesn't really seem to be any regulation really going on?
One of your roles as being the cop on the beat to protect investors. The troubling trading halt of the metamaterials or MMTLP investors across the country share these same concerns. They have a lot of questions about what happened. To get answers about what happened, they'd sent letters and made freedom of information requests of the SEC and I believe FINRA as well. And as of this point, I don't think we have the full response. Will you commit to publicly releasing the SEC's findings on this investigation?
Let me just, FINRA, under FINRA's rules, FINRA is separate from the SEC, and they have a set of rules. Those rules, they implement their rules. The matter that you raised, metamaterials, if I recall the name of it, in December of 2022, if I recall. Under FINRA's rules, they sought trading halt. They didn't seek the SEC's advice. They didn't seek the SEC's advice or permission on that. That is something that they did separately in that matter.
You weren't aware of what was going on. Mr. Gensler, I find that very interesting because, you know, if I listen to some of the people and the staff that have left the SEC, you're very aware of everything that is going on. It's actually your MO. You're very hands-on. So you're going to tell the committee right now you had no idea.
Is the SEC not investigating these actions at all?
The SEC's role is to investigate. We do examine FINRA for compliance with their rules, whether they're following their own rules.
And are you examining their process and their compliance with their own rules with regard to MMTLP?
We regularly examine. We examine them regularly, annually, I think.
The investors have asked for the aggregated audited share count and for the blue sheet data to ascertain whether MMTLP shares were subject to counterfeit and naked short selling. Have FINRA and the SEC analyzed MMTLP for any potential fraud or wrongdoing?
We're well aware of these matters, but I can't confirm or deny whether we have them because it protects the markets.
All right, am I hearing you say that information not going to be made available to the public?
Is it the role of FINRA and the SEC to stop stocks trading arbitrarily because they think they're risky? That's not their role. How can people trust the stock market?
You said it's not too late to do the right thing to fix some of the underlying problems. Can you explain what the right thing that Congress or the SEC should do to protect the investors?
Yeah, I think that's from the same speech where I was sharing a conversation with my mother, who shared motherly advice that it's never too late to do the right thing.
You've got serious questions to answer to the public and to Congress, and we intend to get your compliance. We can do it the easy way or the hard way.